Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Bonani. And thank you so much to the team that was working tirelessly behind the scenes with so much that was going on. But most importantly, thank you to every single person that is here today, that has had the patience to go through all of the hurdles that we've had from the beginning of what we had wanted to do. And of course, the idea that became a vision, that became a pathway and a journey that we are traveling. For tonight, I would like to be asking you for your very sincere apologies with regards to what has happened tonight, but not so much just what has happened just tonight, but also just through the process. What I would like to do is to be able to go through with you step by step what has happened so far, so that at least you have some understanding. And perhaps with some understanding, it will be clearer for you to sort of get a direction of where we are going, and also just of course get a pathway. So Bonani, thank you very much for explaining that in terms of our ground rules. So this whole vision where we're at now, okay, maybe before we go there, we are now having to combine both the startup group and the scaling group tonight. The plan that we had on the initial was to have the startup group on their own, to have started at 7 o'clock, and then we would have had the scaling group to be starting at 8 o'clock. Both are running late. The startup group is running over an hour late, and the scaling group is running about 20 minutes late. What happened tonight is so strange, absolutely strange for me, because we spent all day getting ready, getting ourselves all sorted up for this. And then, I went to my office, and I was in my office, which is upstairs. I decided to come downstairs to do a quick bathroom run before we, once we started the meeting and we'd done all the interview, the warming up and everything like that at 6:45. And when I came downstairs, I locked myself out. I locked myself out of my office, I locked myself out of the upstairs, and I locked myself out of the training room and everywhere else. Alongside that, my car keys, my phone, and no way of communicating. I couldn't even remember my password to get onto Facebook, but then eventually I did manage to, got in contact with our coordinator, then managed to start getting numbers, got in contact with our brand guy in South Africa, rang him, because at least I managed to get onto the reception, where we've got a phone on the reception. So I had to ring our brand guy in South Africa, who then got in contact with the rest of the team on the admin team. I know this might mean nothing to some of you who might be feeling really upset and impatient at this point. And through the process, to be honest with you, there was times when we thought, oh, should we just cancel? And between us, even as a team, there was times when we thought, should we just cancel and postpone and maybe put it forward to a different time? But then we also felt that perhaps the journey that people have had so far from when we started off, after on the weekend when my number became public, and then we decided to put the groups in place. Perhaps we've not had as much information and not as much direct contact. So for that reason, we decided to go ahead, even though we were running late. So I hope it's okay with you, ladies and gentlemen, those of you that have joined, and I hope you do have some level of understanding. So also on the basis of people that were asking, from the beginning, how come we had to go onto YouTube, log onto YouTube, and all of that? What was that about? What that was about was in order for us, number one, I never realized that when people get access to your phone or anything like that, which I'm sure many of you here have experienced before, you can get an influx of people, and it was getting very, very overwhelming. We had to find ways in which we can start to screen people, for the reason that we want to be able to put value and add value to people that want to go somewhere, that are willing to be doers, that are willing to act, that are willing to listen to the directions that you are going to get, for the reason that in business, that is essentially what happens. Okay, so all of my notes and everything that we had done, the questions and all that, they're all upstairs. If the locksmith gets here on time, I'll be able to re-access my office and get all of that information for you. So what we're going to do then tonight is make this more of an interactive session, okay? So that at least for the little bit of time that we've got here, we can have some level of value. And because we've got both of the groups together, we're going to have to try and neutralize the information so that it is valuable for both teams, for both the startups and for the scaling up, if that is okay with you. And so if you're happy with this, I usually like to speak to people who are responding. So for that reason, I'll ask you to just put your hand up if you like what I'm saying, or, you know, if we were on a program, I'll be saying, put love and likes, you know, that kind of thing. I was saying love and likes, but no, we're not there. We are in business space. And for that reason, we also want to make sure that we are engaging with each other in this instance. The first thing that I'm going to do actually is throw everything that we had out the window and talk about crisis resolution, because this essentially is what happens in business. You in business can have this great idea, this great perspective. Thank you, Wusi. I see you there. You know, you great, this wonderful idea. I want to do supported living. I am now in United Kingdom. I want to do this great business, and everything is all lined up. And then one little thing can happen, as has happened tonight. This is actually really good for us as business people to think about, because anything can happen in business, anything that can completely throw you off, and you are the last port of call. Okay, so we have to be able to, number one, the thing that we want to be doing is to thinking about a mindset shift. Okay, so as a business person, whether you're a startup or you're a scaling up person, you want to be able to think about mindset shift. Okay, so you are no longer, there's nobody else who makes decisions for you. You are the person that needs to bring the solutions. So the focus has to be that you are bringing solutions. Okay, so never mind the product that you're thinking about in this case, which is the supported living, but you want to be thinking about you as a person, you are the most important product actually out of it all. You are the one who's going to be carrying this whole thing. You're the driver, isn't it? The one that pushes this particular thing. So for us in Lorac Healthcare, we've been doing this since 2013. And the journey was quite difficult. I'll start from the startup side, okay? The journey was quite difficult because, I suppose easy but difficult, in the sense that with working in the NHS and working within, you know, within senior roles in the NHS and all the experience that you've had. And I think a lot of the ladies here, if I remember from the WhatsApp group, you know, a lot of the ladies have a similar background to where I was coming from as well. Sort of working from that environment, you want to, you know, you're in this place where you're looking at opportunities and you think, you know what, I can do that. I think I've got the capacity to do that. I can actually migrate from my job and start to do that. And then you're starting to think, how am I going to do that? How am I going to leave my management job? How am I going to leave my commissioning job? How am I going to leave the thing, you know, that is giving me resource right now to start the business? Okay, so from a starting point of view, you want to be able to identify, you know, those kind of things. How are you going to do that? How are you going to leave from where you are to where you want to be? Okay, is it making sense to anyone? I don't want to be talking to myself. Is it making sense? And maybe those of you that have got any questions around starting up, you can quickly type them in so I can see them while we're doing everything else. Okay. And I know, like, people will, like, you know, have specific needs and specific questions. And when you're in that place where you're thinking, but this is my question should be prioritized. I want this thing answered right now. I started to see it on the group and starting to see people getting so frustrated and so impatient. But why is she not coming? Why is she not speaking to us? Why is she not giving us information? Why do you think I didn't come straight away? So 3 different things are coming out: to test patients, to be thematic and systematic, to learn to solve problems. Okay, so you know, when I was talking about the mindset shift, yeah, from where we are coming from culturally, where we are coming from is a place where if you're working in a senior job, even if you are the director or whatever it is, or service manager, or whatever that you do, somebody else tells you what your remit is, isn't it? They tell you what your job is, what your job description is, what you're supposed to do. Yeah. And Marilyn is saying, so that we can start doing our own research. Yeah. So somebody else comes and directs you and says, go here, go there, go there. Do you understand what I'm saying? But the place where you want to come to is a place where nobody tells you what to do. Do you get the difference? So that is the place where we start. We start from a place of we are the solution bringers. Okay? So we no longer wait for somebody else to bring a solution to us. Okay? We find a way to resolve a problem. That's number one, right? Number two, the next thing that we have to be able to understand is that you and me, both of us, have something absolutely vital to give. I have something absolutely vital to give, and you have something vital to give. Do you understand? So it's not about one person putting into someone else. It's about you and me bringing what we have to the table and creating something perfect and outstanding. A solution that has nobody else has ever seen before. So we are going somewhere, and in going somewhere, yes, there will be others who know a bit more than others. And what I know, Rudo might know better. What I know, Bonani might know, Blessing might know. But when we bring it all together, you end up with a product that is even better than what I could have done on my own, or what you could have done on your own. And for me as a business person, that is the ethos that is right at the core and at the center of what we do at Lorac Healthcare. The other thing that happened, because I want us to be able to work through the experiences that we'll be having in real time, okay, to direct us towards where we are going. It helps us in terms of understanding, okay? The other thing that was happening there, that happened, was from the time that the idea came, that it became an idea and got into motion, right? What things did we have to do? What things did you notice and experience? And what things did you think were going on behind the scenes? Right? So from the time that you learned about the fact that there's going to be, okay, so Donald is saying planning, yeah? What, yeah, planning is one. What do you think was happening for you experiencing having the experience, and for those that were behind the scenes? What do you think might have been happening? Forming and norming, yeah? From the person on iPad is saying forming and norming, absolutely true, yeah? Strategy, Blessing is saying strategy, yeah? Mm-hmm. Putting a structure together from Debbie, yeah, okay. So what that clearly tells us is that when you are thinking about business, the first thing, okay, before I go into that one, what do you think I personally felt? What do you think I felt, or what I experienced? So someone is saying anxiety from both ends. Someone is saying I felt overwhelmed. Someone is saying disappointed, yes. Someone is saying having faith. Someone is saying challenged, uncertainty, high blood pressure. So all of those are very true emotions, okay? So I want us to be able to take our lived experiences and translate them to the journey that we want to do. For the reason that this particular project is a startup, isn't it? Yeah? But then the projects that were happening before are scaling. Do you understand? I want that to be very clear in your mind. So those things that you're expressing is true of what I personally experienced, in the form that it was a great idea. Oh, wow, this has happened. Okay, great. What do we do now? We systemize it. Okay, what about the team? We start formulating a team. And then straight in that same moment, you start getting conflict resolution. A lot of different things were happening. Okay? That is the journey of an entrepreneur. That is the journey of a business person. Whether you're somebody that is starting a project or you're somebody that is growing a project. Okay, so going back on the question that I asked you before, what do you think was happening for those that are experiencing, which is yourselves, and those that were behind the scenes? So for you in the front, you were experiencing what's happening, uncertainty. We don't know what's going on. There's no information. Nothing is going on for us, right? Those that are behind the scenes were busy planning, busy trying to strategize, busy trying to put the groups in order, busy trying to do manage the experience that you are having, and all of that all at the same time. That, my friends, is what happens in business, particularly in the United Kingdom. In other areas, it might be different. But in the United Kingdom, you have what is called back office, and then you have what is called front office. So before you even get to the back office and the front office, you are going to the why. Why am I in business? Why did I decide to keep going with this project. Even though I was getting a lot of ridicule, even though I was getting a lot of difficulties everywhere, why did I decide? Why did our team decide to keep going forward? Because of the vision, the aim, the purpose, whatever it is that we have decided is the purpose. In this sense, it is the faith and the hope in us as a people, and that we can and we are a wonderful people, and that we can actually come together as a team, and that we can do something productive as Zimbabweans. Do you get what I'm saying? So if we go back, are you with me?
Yes.
Okay, so now we are talking about the startup. The first thing that you need to be have thought about is your why, the thing that is driving you, the thing that is taking you forward, okay? Then you're thinking about organizing yourself, the front office and the back office. And then you're thinking about putting your systems together. So that's where we are for the startups, okay? Now if we are now relating that information to you for the product that you want for supported living. Now talk to me. What is your why? Why do you want to do this thing? Now talk to me. Based on what we've explained, why? Why do you feel that you want to do this thing? Just type it and let's see. Do you understand what your why is? Fully independent, yes. Anything else? To gain knowledge, self-development, and for my children's future, to make a difference to others, yes. I see that coming through. Yeah. Okay. So your why, financial security there from Tracy, I've experienced and I enjoy it. So your why is absolutely important, because your why is what is going to take you through financial freedom challenges in policy. Your why is what takes you through a day like today, okay? Your why has to be bigger than the obstacles that are going to be thrown to you as you're going through this journey. Do you understand? So that is your first point of call. It's not even about the product, in this case, which is the supported living. It is about, why am I doing this thing? Because along the way, you're going to come across so many challenges. Challenges in getting information, challenges in knowing where contracts are, challenges in writing policies, challenges in complaints, and all those things that we will deal with as we go. Does that make sense? So we've agreed the why is important, right? The back office, okay? Someone else is saying to be an investment and to be my own boss. I see that. Your back office and your front office, that's the next thing. Your back office and your front office. What do you think we mean by back office? And what do you think we mean by front office? If you're a startup, and even if you are there and you're scaling up, right? Your back office is something that you're constantly, one of the tips that we gave was to touch your business every day, isn't it? So your back office is something that you're going to be constantly touching. Even if you're a business that is turning over 6 figures, you're going to be touching your back office all the time. So what do you think we mean by back office? What is your back office? Foundation, management, used to strategize. Yeah. What is the back office? That's right. Keep it coming. What is the back office? Engine where everything is put in place. Okay, I like that, Rachel. The engine where everything is put in place. Okay, so some people were putting questions when, as a startup, you're putting a question about a house. Is the house the most important thing when you want to do supported living? Let's answer that question. No from Gelly. No, okay, no, people are saying no, that's not the most important thing. So yeah, no, okay, why are you saying no? Because most people are thinking, if I have a house, then I'm doing supported living. So why are you saying no? Politely saying yes, it's important. Okay, tell me, why do you think the house, and why do you think I'm asking about the house? What is it about the house? Is it front office or is it back office, the house? Tracy is saying it's front office. You can provide supported living without providing the house. There you go, Shan. Excellent. From Shan to all. Did you see that, guys, that answer? You can provide supported living without having a house. Did you know that? So how do you get that answer of whether you know whether you need a house or you don't? Okay, so first of all, is a house back, or is that back office or front office? What do you think is the most important thing when you want to think about starting supported living or even scaling it? And yes, but I think it's complicated. Polite is saying it's complicated. Is it complicated? No, Polite is not actually complicated to provide supported living without a house. There are some contracts that are specific that you can get without a house. So the house is not the house is not the product, guys. The product is the service that you want to deliver, right? And the house is what people can see. Do you think it matters what people can see? You need information first. You need to research and plan, registration. So let's go back. So now we've talked about our why, right? We've talked about putting our structures in our systems, and we're talking about our back office and our front office. That's what we've talked about next, isn't it? So now with regards to the product that we have, which is the supported living, what we want to be thinking about is what comes first, the contract or the house? One of the important things that we will possibly cover in one of our sessions is about how you identify what your service is going to look like, which is different to my service. Do you understand? We could all be falling under the same banner of the same product, the same, but our services will be entirely different. And so it's important for you to be able to understand what kind of service are you going to go for. Supported living is such a generic term, but there's more to supported living than meets the eye. How do you find out what part of supported living that you are going to service? And the most important thing that we have to be thinking about is not so much the delivery of service. It's about planning the service. If we use this experience that we've had as an example, from the time that we put together the WhatsApp group, I could have come live, easy, within 2 minutes. Guys, just get again. Magana say what but would it work? You need a structure, isn't it? Because if I had come to do the live, it means today we would have not been having the system to have the Zoom meeting that we're having today, isn't it? It means we would not be having the survey monkey that you had to fill in today, isn't it? It means you wouldn't have the emails that are going to come afterwards, isn't it? It means we would not have had the subscription onto YouTube and all those frustrating things that you were doing, isn't it? So by the time you have a house, it means you must be ready to receive a client. Yeah? So most people are making the mistake of going to get a house, right? And they end up with rentals for a year and no client. Why do you think that is? Poor planning. Linda is saying poor planning. Yeah. House may not be app, lack of information. Saka kujambira. Being impulsive about things is excellent, but it is also very, 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 very bad in business. You can lose so much money and hang yourself because you were not patient enough with the process. How long does it take to have a profitable business in the United Kingdom? Can somebody tell me? Guys, in order for you to even reach a point of breaking even, from the time of you having an idea to say, I want to do supported living, right? To the time of you being able to do supported living and make a profit and have the organization set and everything like that, takes time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you must, in order for you to be a successful business person, you must be patient. Patience is, please, drink patience, eat patience, sleep patience. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Patience, consistency, creativity. What other qualities do you think you need to be able to grow your business? Being analytical from Jennifer, yeah, anticipation, yes, absolutely. Market research, guys. For us as African business people, market research is vital. Market research, please. Don't just do something because Carole told you. Please go back, look in your area and talk to the people that you need to talk to in order that you find out whether that need is there in that area.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And create a product that services the area where you are. So because supported living is making money in Leeds, doesn't mean it is making money in Nottingham. Please, are you clear on that one? Market research is absolutely vital, all right? But I want to go back again to our back office. So some of the questions that you were asking, how much money does it take? Exactly how much money do I need? What are the where do I get the contracts? Where do you think those questions come in? Are they back office or front office? So that means the bulk of our time needs to be where? Does the bulk of our time needs to be at the front, or does it need to be at the back of what we are doing? At the back, guys. Because in the back office, right, you see what has happened with us here today, with this project here that we are doing. We haven't given ourselves enough time, right, to process our systems, to perfect them, right, to think about all the eventualities and everything. What happened today? Because there was not enough time. What happened? Confusion, disruptions. You face challenges, panic. That's right. So you don't want to be setting up your business and not allowing yourself loss of time. That's absolutely correct. You don't want to be setting up your business and not allowing yourself to have a secure back office. So the one advantage that, if we use today's example, that was there, is that we had an admin team, isn't it? So imagine if me, by myself, me, Carole, I was supported living, whatever it is, masterclass by myself. Today, when I've locked myself out like this, who was I going to tell? Who was going to systemize? I'll tell you what happened in the back office. When I locked myself out after we'd done the first introduction, right? I had to go on, because I was in the reception, I was able to log onto the emails, go onto the emails, find the email, contact Mto, who's here with us today, and Mto is a business person, and he's my manager basically. And contact Mto on email, call him, and then get him to start calling other people. Bonani had to recreate a new link, Blessing had to think about something else, Rudo is thinking about something else. So what does that tell you about business, guys? Can you do it by yourself? You need a team. No, you cannot do it by yourself. Teamwork is vital. Teamwork, we are not an island. So those things are important for us to understand as African business people, okay? Because the culture where we come from is about me, Carole, Inini. I'm the one that everybody must know, and everybody must run to me, and everyone should get information from me, and I should bring all the solutions. But the fact of the matter is, as an entrepreneur, you are poorer if you are a selfish entrepreneur. And that is the reason why this group has been formulated. For that reason, okay? That you need me and I need you. If we are going to be multimillionaires, you need me and I need you. And you need to respect me and I need to respect you. We will have our places where we are going to disagree, no doubt. No doubt. We are going to have lots of places where you think, but Carole, what's that, man? I could do better than her. I could sort this thing better than her. But no, it's about us being able to see each other and see the gift that the other person has and honor it. What we've done today is we are speaking freely, isn't it? I'm just wanting us to just speak freely as we have done. I don't want to overstay my welcome, considering that people have already waited more than an hour to be on this call today. Our plan, as I said to you, had been that we're going to do 2 Zoom sessions, and then we're going to be giving you instruction as to how to move on to the 3rd one. But I also want us to be able to get value from today, okay? So those of you that have managed to join now, from what we have talked about, and also from those things that are burning for you, we had put together the questions in a thematic way, such that, you know, when I get my information, the team will pass them through to you as themes. So I'm gonna just allow any questions on the startups, okay, based on what we've talked about on the startups, so that we can just quickly also move to the scaling. But the startups, based on what we've talked about a little bit now, obviously we can't exhaust everything right now, but based on what we've talked about and any burning question, just in the next two minutes, put your question quickly and see if I can answer it in real time, or any of the team can answer it in real time. How scary are the CQC questions? They are very scary. They are very scary, but very easy, okay? They are very scary if you don't plan. If you don't plan, you don't understand. Okay, listen, before you go for CQC, guys, let's do one, okay? I've seen the one about tenders. I've seen the one about CQC. Is there another one? All right, so let's answer those two. So, starting process, but Joyce, starting process one. Yeah. But maybe be more specific about what you want about the starting process, okay? But let's go back to CQC. CQC, gang. CQC, please go on CQC website. Look at what are the actual requirements, okay? So, and you want to align yourself with those things and prepare yourself in terms of what policies are needed, what is statement of purpose, what is an aim. I mean, some of those things, we'll go through them properly in a different session where you can really understand what do I need to put for a statement of purpose, what is an aim, all those things. Make sure that your DBS is also clean in those things, right? And prepare before you book a CQC inspection, such that when the CQC inspection comes, you are not going to be fretting about it, because you've already prepared. If you go, in the United Kingdom, it's so easy. If you go on the CQC website and you look, it is so clear, black and white. It will tell you clearly what you have to look at and what you have to be able to fulfill. If you choose to continue with us, we will cover some of those things in as far as helping you to prepare for that. Rudo here is an expert at that, to be fair with you. I mean, I'm really good, but Rudo is outstanding when it comes to CQC, and I don't want to lie. And, she's very good at those kind of things. Also in our team, there's Bonani, who's very good at tenders and things like that, okay? So she's like a health consultant. Rudo runs several businesses, and she's runs a dome care business in Milton Keynes, which has already scaled up. She now she's a lady of leisure, this one. Now she's already living in her millions. We'll tell you all about her as we go in our journey. All right. So we've done a bit of a mishmash, and we will be able to walk you through those things. But obviously, I can't go through everything, all the questions. We have to do a session just on CQC for you to get the full value of it. You get what I'm saying? Right. Then let me see. Was there another question on starting up? Okay, so insurances, yeah, you want to make sure that you've got insurances at least 10 million, and your public liability and all those things, because my contracts, they are based on those insurances, and they are reputable insurers that give. Not everyone who promises you an insurance is reputable. They don't cover healthcare, so don't be naive in that one. Search them through and actually make sure that they are a reputable provider that is actually going to be able to cover your service. Okay. How do I find the right people to approach in my area? Rebecca, how you find the right people to approach in your area? You see these people who are here right now, they are the right people for you to approach in your area. Guys, a lot of us, in Inika, I will never, ever, ever understand how us as Zimbabweans, we are the biggest critics of ourselves. That one, no matter how much you throw stones at me, how much you throw dogs to bite me and eat me, I will never believe that a Zimbabwean is a bad person. I won't believe it. Why? Because you see us here on the group right now. How many of us are anything other than Zimbabweans? And all of us here can bring value. The very first client that I had to walking through my door, the referral came from a Zimbabwean. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. From an African. The first person to hold my hand and show me how to do this business was a Zimbabwean. So don't believe the hype. When people speak negatively about us, don't believe it. Don't believe it. There's so much goodness in us. And even right now, amongst us 200 right now, we are the ones who are going to create that million for each other. All right? Let's see what else is going to say here. Do I need an office to start dome care? Yeah, this one, who wants to answer this? Let me not answer by myself. Do I need an office to start dome care? And Jennifer is saying, I started at home and I converted my garage first. So there's your answer from two people who are running successful dome care businesses, and they're saying no, you don't necessarily need an office. Okay, so no, you don't. Okay, CQC want you to put your policies in that in a lockable cupboard, in a lockable room. Okay, lockable cupboard in a lockable room. Okay, right. So as you can see, these questions, they are coming fast. Like a flood. Oh, Jesus, help us. Hallelujah. Mary, Joseph, Akuma. There's no way that you can ever answer all of these questions all at once. So those that are fortunate enough for your questions to be picked are the ones that we're going to work at. So I'm going to pick another one question from the startup group. Another one question from the startup group. And then I want to move to the scaling group, and then we can move on. Do I need a registered nurse or social worker to start my business? Okay, so the key is leadership, and that's what you want to be focusing on. Okay, so you want to be thinking about all those other things. So we will cover what makes a good leader, what type of leadership is actually useful for you if you're going to be running a dome care business, a recruitment business, or a supported living business. What type of leadership styles are useful for you? Do you get what I'm saying? And so that's absolutely important. And so there's what's called level 5 leadership qualification, that if you're not qualified as a professional, that can also be that you have to be registered at least, if you haven't already got it, so that you can pass your CQC. Okay, but you have to be registered first. Okay, right. So with that said, startup group, are you happy for me to move to the scaling group? Because I think we spent lots of time on you. So scaling, let's go now. Scaling. And I also noticed that there are other people, forgive me, there are times when I was going into my native language and speaking Shona. Yes. You see, this is very bad assumption, very bad. Please forgive me if you're non-Shona speaking, if you're Ndebele, if you're Cameroonian. I noticed some Nigerians and some Cameroonians are putting a comment to say that they are actually of a different background. So please do forgive me. This is very bad. This is a bad example, actually, guys, that we mustn't actually take that example. So do forgive me for that. Just a minute. I think the locksmith has come. We are in real time, guys. Live. This is live. Hold on. The locksmith has come. Just a minute. Let me just speak to them. So now let's move on to people who are existing, who are already in business. I trust that you have gone ahead and followed the recommendation for you to fill in the Survey Monkey and also to go and subscribe on YouTube. Please, you cannot benefit from somebody that you're not willing to follow. It's not possible, guys. So we need to learn to honor each other. You understand? And so it's important that if someone is going to be sacrificing their time, in this case, if I'm going to be sacrificing 2 hours of my time, and I'm not asking you for £1, I'm asking you to go and click subscribe, and you come. Okay, while Banani is looking for the questions for the scaling group, okay, the important, what do you think are the important elements in as far as growing your business are concerned? What do you think that we need to be thinking about? So I'd like to imagine that those of you who are here, and maybe let me see how many of you are here who are in the scaling group. So these are people that would have already started their businesses, have got some journey with their businesses, they've started a journey with their businesses, and are making some kind of turnover from it, okay? Some kind of turnover from it. So the growing your business group is not for people who have just got registration of CQC and no patience. If you don't have a patient, please go to startup. So the growing your business group is for people that are already in business, right? So for you guys who are in business, we've talked about some issues here that you already would know and you would have had some experience with. But perhaps now you're at a place where you now want to get to that next level. And so we'll start from the point of view of what is it that makes you think, you know what, now I'm ready to move to that next level? And what are the things that you are wanting to achieve by going into the next level? So first of all, let me find out who's here from the growing group. Guys, do not keep putting questions on startup, and we are not going to keep answering anything on startup. We've finished with you guys. We are now on scaling. Okay. And for the startup guys, if you haven't put your email address here and we don't have your email address, we will be dissolving the WhatsApp groups soon. So if you don't follow the processes that we are doing and the things that we're telling you step by step, then it means that you're eliminating yourself from the process that we are taking. Okay. So please make sure that you leave your email address and we will follow with the email with information through email. We are also going to schedule at least 2 more Zoom meetings that we will meet the needs, because today we've had to do a mishmash. Okay. And so we'll schedule at least 2 more Zoom meetings. All right. And if you are still if you're on the startup group or on the scaling group, please refrain from personal attack. I will not explain anything on the group. If you attack anybody, please, you are removed instantly. Please, we will talk on Facebook and play there. But here in this space, no. Okay. Okay. So guys, I'll share my experience in terms of growing and scaling. So you know, as you're bringing in your questions, I told you that we started 2013 and things like that, and all of the journey that we were talking about before. We were talking about the journey of, you know, you as a person, you're the one who carries the business, isn't it? So a lot of it is about you and your qualities, your strengths, your weaknesses, who you have become as a person, all right? So I had such a challenge in as far as growth is concerned, because my natural qualities are that I don't speak, I don't, I only know how to express this in Shona. Hey, if anyone has got an English terminology, please tell me.
Carole, behave now. Come back to the room.
No, you know, I don't know how to market myself. You know, like kuzitutu midza. You know, those of you that grew up with a similar background to us who understand, especially women. We are told that we are supposed to be humble. Even if you are good at something, you don't say that you're good at it. You know, stuff like that, right? So yeah, maybe pompous, yeah. So even if I've got something, I won't say that I've got it. It's only recently that I've started to say, yes, I've got it. But before that, I couldn't say it. I just couldn't. So I struggled with that in as far as growing my business. Because when you get to the point of growing your business, you have to shout about it. You have to start shouting about what you have been doing, what has worked, what has been successful, and be confident in yourself. That even if you've had you know, complaints or whatever it is, or when your business wasn't so good and you had to learn and go through that process, you're showing that you're a listening, a growing business, that, you know, you are now at this level. You haven't arrived altogether, but you're now at this level. That then gives what do you call it, confidence to whoever now that you're going to tell about your business, to grow it, isn't it? So you have to start from that point of view of looking at yourself as an individual, what your own limitations are. I think some of you that would have listened to the seminar that we did on the weekend, I taught a lot about purpose, because in understanding your own purpose, we'll talk about that in a different service program. But in understanding your own purpose and who you are as an individual, you then can own your own growth. I would never have had the confidence to do what we are doing tonight. Why? Because I would have been so afraid of all of your criticisms, all your judgments on me, and some of you going and taking my name to social media. I would have kept quiet in my corner, making my own money by myself. Do you understand? But part of growth is about owning all of that, and even owning the possibility of criticism. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So when you have reached a point where your back office, your systems are now in place, your things are now in place in behind the scenes, you then have to grow. How do you grow? What are the 3 elements in which you have to grow for your business to grow? Let me hear from you, because you are business people. Don't just take my information. How? 3 elements. Tell me. Thank you so much for that comment. Linda is saying planning. Yeah, for growth. Okay, there are 3 areas in which you can grow, in how you can grow your business. Three ways in which you can grow your business. Personal growth. Yeah, personal growth, definitely. Yes. Which other area? Which other area? 3 areas. Even for your business people, this one, unlike the startups, I'm not even going to tell you, how can I even give you? Spoon feed you, porridge days are finished. You guys, you're already here running business. Porridge days are finished. We are eating meat here, okay? Those that are running businesses already. We are meat eaters. So 3 elements where you grow. What are the 3 elements? Strategy, okay? Yeah, strategy, definitely. You have to have that overlay, isn't it? That banner to see where you're going. Personal limitations and self-awareness. Okay, that's one. Okay, okay. Networking. Okay, so you guys are giving me how to grow, but 3. So you grow the product, right? Execution, determination. Yes. Okay, so those are some of the qualities that are coming through. Startups, guys. Startups, you guys. I mean, you scaling up people. You know, you've got information. You've been doing this thing for a long time. Bring it on. Bring it on. Resources. Yes. So you're either growing your profits, you're either growing the product, or you're either growing the quantity of what you're giving. Those are the 3 key elements. Natiti, what if I said? Profit, quantity. Okay, if you get that equation right, then you mix it with all these other things: execution, quality, determination, all the things that you're bringing. Determination with no scalability, it doesn't work now. Okay, it's something that enables you to be more profitable. But what you want to grow is either you're growing profits, isn't it? You get attracted by people who come and they say, I am a millionaire. But how do you get to a million? A lot of us maybe are actually running 6-figure businesses or more right now. Don't tell me, maybe write it down. Then if you're afraid of confidentiality, GDPR, yada, and all the rest. But we said that in this group, that's not what we are doing. We said that in this group, what we are doing is ensuring that we are coming together to build each other. All right, so we are not coming to gossip. If you are a gossiper, please get out. Stay on your side of the line. We don't want that one. Okay, but listen to this. The most important one, the most important thing that you have to be thinking about, in your mind, what you do not see, you cannot have. That's why I'm being very specific about the figures. What you cannot see, you can never own. Okay? See the figures. Look at where you are right now. If you've got 500 pounds turnover, see that 500. I want you in this moment to close your eyes if you are a scaling person and see your 50 pounds lonely in the bank by itself. It's a very lonely 50 pounds. For all the effort that you're making, calling yourself a business person, and you have 100 pounds. Close your eyes and see your 100 pounds. Do you see it? How many friends do you want your 100 pounds to have? Do you want your 100 pounds to be 1 million? To be 10,000? To be 100,000? To be 10 million? How much? Now, okay, this one is not a real figure because it's a projected figure. Now you can write it down. Write it down now. What you want your bank account to be. Can you write it down, please? If you don't write it down, I'm switching off. You think I don't have a husband, children, family, places to go, food to eat? I'll go to, if you're not, hey, that one is that 1 million, 100 million, yes, 20 million from Chandi. So that specific 20 million Chandi, I can see that, yes. Millions, Mother Elizabeth is saying millions, so it's a bit gray. Okay, people would like to play in the million zone, okay? 300 million. Gail is saying, I want your attitude. You guys know. All right, 25,000 million. Hey, some of the figures, they are almost Jacob Zuma type figures, but no, that's fine. The reason why I'm saying this is because it has to be specific. You've got to see this. You are the strategist. You're the one who's driving the business. The business can be as small or as large as you'll allow yourself to dream, right? So the most important thing, if you're somebody that wants to grow, the most important place for you is your mind, your imagination. What can you see? How far can you see into the horizon? Can you see just this business in this generation? Can you see it going to your children, to your grandchildren? Can you see it going to great-grandchildren? Can you see them writing and talking about you in the same way we talk about Barclay? What do you see? What can you see? Before you can talk about, I want to grow. What can you see? How far can you see? Come on, guys, I want you to see with me. How far can you see? I'm not going to be afraid to share with you. I will put it out in the universe that I see for myself a vision where my great-grandchildren will one day say, that will be me. Huh? There will be a book written about this woman. Why? Because in scripture it says that an evil man is one who does not leave an inheritance, I'm paraphrasing, for his great-grandchildren. So me, I've made a decision that the business that I am going to be growing is one where my great-grandchildren are going to be benefiting from. So that is what I see. And so once you see that, you then come back to yourself, right? Once you come back to yourself, then you start now, oh, I want a business that goes the 5 generations, but I have one client who's giving me 50 pounds. How do I now get 2 clients? How do I get 5? How do I get 10? How do I get 100? Okay? And the battle is in the mind for growth. Because we have never known it, guys. This is new territory for all of us. If it was not new territory, we wouldn't be here on this Zoom call. We would already be buying Prada shoes, whatever they are called, I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying? So our biggest battle is never in starting. Starting is so easy. Starting is the easiest thing that you can ever do. The challenge now, you guys, us guys, we are now at the toughest of the realm. How to break and change that atmosphere. That's where we are at. We are where we are at now. And what we are looking for are the strategies in which to do that. So we come back to strategy. We come back to the vision. We define it. We break it down. We call it what it is. And then we go back to our financial forecast. We go back to all of the different, our systems, how efficient that they are, our compliance and everything else. And so, of course, we'll go through all of that in detail one by one. I'll let you just ask a few questions because I can't give you everything in one night. I'll make you ask questions. Ask questions. Let's see. 2 questions, maybe. Is it the thing that you guys use scaling people? Do you know on the startup group, it was very quiet, very peaceful. The startup people, they're very hungry to learn. Hey, come to scaling. I think the one is like pro contracts, proactives, that's another one. And there are several of them. But maybe the question that you should be asking yourself is, have you ever applied for a tender before? So you see what you have done there. You already have the contracts. You understand? That's why I was probing you. Okay? Because a lot of us get tangled up in, I must apply for a tender. But remember what I said at the beginning about the 6 degrees of separation. Yeah? So we also started in dom care. We did dom care for years, right? Out of us doing the dom care and us doing the PA support, we did dom care and then we did PA support. Out of that, right? The clients that we had in PA support became 18, right? When they got to 16 and 18, they wanted to stay with us. And then the local authority asked us, can you provide this service? Because these people don't want to leave you.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, yes.
And that's how we got to the 16 and 18. That's how we started doing 16 and 18. Then some of the 16 and 18, they had learning disabilities needs. The local authority once again said, can you provide this service? Because these clients don't want to leave you. Yeah, and so so for you who's already doing dom care, don't get yourself tangled up. Which they find the tender, which you already have the tender.
Okay.
You're already
Okay.
providing the service. So go back to your service
Yeah.
and look at adding value to what you already have.
Okay.
And
No
what
worries.
you'll find is, we ended up on CCG contracts, the local authority, whatever, but we never applied for tenders, never. They were given to us because of the work that we were doing. All right, recruitment is only one arm of supported living. So it means you have to develop the other systems that support a supported living business.
Okay.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to develop the other systems that support a supported living service. A recruitment business is a foundational aspect of dom care or supported living.
Mm-hmm.
You have to scale up your business from recruitment to dom care or to supported living first.
Right. Okay.
And then you go back to the contracts that you've worked with before. And that's where you'll get your first referrals. So don't bog yourself down with tenders. Yeah, tenders. Nah. Go into your 6 degrees of separation.
All right
But,
then. Thank you
but
for that.
that said, applying for a tender is useful because it makes you, be on the framework and everything else. But that area is more Bonani. So I think Bonani, next time that we come back, you need to be telling us about that. Okay. Okay. So because you're already working with them, isn't it? They already know how you work. They already trust your business. They already trust you as a provider, isn't it? So all that you are going to be doing here is saying, in addition to what we are doing, we also can provide X, Y, Z based on your particular skills.
Okay.
Never ever try to duplicate mental health when you don't have a mental health background, or just hear that CAMS is working and you want to do CAMS, right? So remember,
Okay.
the thing that I told you about was my weakness. My weakness was that I was unable to sell myself. So, for instance, I have a background in youth work. I have a background in CAMS. I have a background in commissioning. I have a background in senior management in the NHS. I have a background in training. I have a background in setting up businesses and growing them. And I have a background in community and all of that, right? But
Yeah.
what I never knew to do, which even some of you here on the platform can tell, is that some of you only knew me on Zimbo Live only, isn't it? You didn't know anything else about me. Yeah? Because I could never confidently tell you that, guys, I can help you with business. Oh, just keep quiet, because I was humble. So, guys, what we do now, you go back, look at your qualities as a person, everything about you and your husband. Put that in your proposal. That is what is going to be different to me, even if I put a proposal in the same local authority with the same commissioners. Guys, I think we've spoken quite a lot. The action plan for tonight is you must have filled in SurveyMonkey. Please, to put your email address and your contact details for us to be able to contact you. We are going to be able to, the team and I are going to have 2 more sessions with yourselves like so. We did apologize for the delay and all of that happened at the beginning. But I also want us to be with the mindset that everything that happens for a reason. We will not be people that murmur for no reason. We will bring solutions. What is going to make our platform different to any other platform is that we are bringing solutions. That is the value and the culture that we want. Okay? Right? And then what I also want us to be able to do is I want you to feel that SurveyMonkey. And then, please, be prepared to pay at some point. If you are not prepared to pay at some point, not pay $100 million, no. But there's no way that I can give you free time like this or any of our team for the whole year. It's not going to happen. And I don't want to lie to you from the beginning. So the SurveyMonkey says, are you prepared to give at least £50 a session for this? If you are not prepared, please feel free to exclude yourself. because we would rather work with 10 people who are prepared to do what we want to do and we all add value to each other over time than we carry 1,000 people who are just going to criticize. Is that fair enough? One of the things that we considered is that we felt that maybe when the humility is still there, right, team? Our team, we are still very humble. So there's no way that we're going to ever overcharge you or over promise you anything. We will give you what is realistic, okay? We are never going to ask you to pay 25,000, 30,000 that you don't have. But then we can't, it's not possible, guys, to even come and speak to 500, 750 people every day. It's exhausting. So for that reason, I want you to be able to understand that. If you feel that it's not for you, please, we are happy to have known you. It's been a lovely journey thus far, but you can exclude yourself. Not us excluding you, you'll have excluded yourself. Okay? And then I think the one thing that we're going to do here is we're going to give two more, another free session. And then from there, those that want to move on with us can do that. Okay. Well, anyway, guys, I hope you found this very useful tonight. Those of you that have found it useful, please just quickly put yes. Those that haven't, can you be honest and put no, so that we know what is effective and what is not. Everyone that's on the call, while everyone's on the call, please don't call me. Please. People are calling me every day. No. Please. I will come to the group at a structured time. And don't be upset with me, please. I'm only one person. Thank you. Thank you, Wanani. Great job. And great job, everybody. Really lovely meeting you. Until next time, make sure when you come on Zimbo Live, please say very nice things. Bye, guys. Good night.